want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Lays was driving home from a Marilyn Manson concert at the Budweiser Gardens Arena in London, Ontario, in August 2019 when she crashed into a house, breaking a gas line and causing an explosion. The resulting inferno destroyed 4 houses. The entire neighborhood was evacuated and gas and water service were shut off in the area. The explosion ultimately caused between $10 million to $15 million in damages. Blaze admitted guilt but now argues there were extenuating circumstances. According to reports, after the concert, an intoxicated Lays drove the wrong way down a residential street before slamming into a brick house. The impact severed the house's gas line. When first responders pulled Lays from the car, they detected the gas leak and evacuated the neighborhood. 15 minutes after the crash, the house exploded, setting other houses on fire and throwing debris more than 600 feet away. Luckily, no one was killed, but 7 people were injured. In 2021, Lays pleaded guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving and was sentenced to 3 years in prison and 3 years of having her driver's license suspended. This week, she and her father, Sean Lays, sued Ovation's Ontario Food Services, the food and beverage company that served her alcohol. In the lawsuit, the Lizes claimed the company should share responsibility for the explosion because it ejected Daniela Lays from the venue without determining that she wouldn't be getting behind the wheel. The suit also alleges Daniela was served alcohol by people who knew she was drunk. The Lizes say they are facing 6 lawsuits over the incident. Ovations of Ontario or their employees served alcohol to Daniela Lays when they knew or ought to have known that she was intoxicated or would become intoxicated. The company didn't install properly trained bouncers at the exits who could monitor those who were leaving for intoxication. The company didn't determine Daniela's intended mode of transportation as she exited Budweiser Gardens when they knew or ought to have known that she was or appeared to be intoxicated and or impaired. The company's staff ejected Lays from the venue while failing to take steps to ensure she would not drive home. Now, I've said on here before that establishments, should in a sense take some type of role, to make sure people are fine and dandy, right? But at the end of the day, this woman is 26 years old. She knew that she had too much. She knew that she went there and she was going to decide to drink. She knew how much she's able to hold and all these other types of things. But she decided that it's like, hey, I'm just gonna have one too many, and then I'm going to proceed to leave the bar or get kicked out, however it basically took place, and then I'm going to get in my car. Now, you could say that the establishment could or should look out for the best interest of the customer, but they're not a babysitter and they're not a parent. That realistically, that's not their job. It's not. That's like saying that an establishment should monitor, how much a person is eating. Nah, if they're paying and they're adults, it is what it is. They decide, how much they want to take in. It is what it is. Or that's like saying that, a local store like a Target, I'm sorry, Target, Kmart, whatever it is, should monitor, how much somebody is spending to let them know, hey, you're spending too much. Maybe, we're not going to allow you to buy anymore. We're not going to allow you to buy anymore. You're buying way too much. Just take what you got and leave. That's like basically stating that a casino should monitor and protect the gamblers from gambling and spending their money. What? Who does that? No, 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 no. If you as an adult want to come to an establishment and it's a gambling spot like a casino and you decide that you want to roll the dice, you want to flip a couple of cards, you want to do play on a roulette wheel, you want to do all that, you want to spend up your money, you want to spend up your mortgage, you want to spend all your college fund, your kids' college fund, you want to spend your retirement, so be it. It is not up for the casino to tell you when it is too much. They're not supposed to monitor you. You're supposed to monitor yourself as an adult out here. So for her to now be facing a lawsuit and it's worth about $15 million due to the amount of damage that she did, that's all on her. Firstly, I put it to you like this. It's stated, let me just go back down here to the previous article. They said that after a conviction in 2021, she was convicted on driving on a suspension. I'm not sure if that might have been possibly a DUI as well. But if it was on just on a basis, on if it was, it is on the state for the reason that matter of fact, I'm just reading it again. It said in 2021, she pled guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving and was sentenced to 3 years in prison and 3 years of having her license suspended. This week, she and her father, who owned the car that she was driving, sued the Ovations Ontario Food Service, the food and beverage company that served her alcohol. She claimed that the company should share responsibility for the explosion because it ejected her from the venue without determining that she wouldn't be getting behind the wheel. That's BS. That's BS. As a matter of fact, where was the father again? And the father's actually in the picture. You mean to tell me that you didn't raise your daughter better? You didn't teach her when too much is too much? You got to be kidding me. And both of y'all are trying to sue. So wait a minute. Hold on. You're taking the L, and because you're taking the L, you want the venue to also share or to take that L for you, and you're trying to get money off of that L. Nah, son. That's a house of L's. You're building a stack right now. Nah, you ain't getting no money. You ain't getting no money. There should be no courtroom on this planet that would stand and take that case or even let alone hear it. They should be laughed out because that's ridiculous of the fact that this woman is even able to gather enough of whatever to try to formulate a lawsuit. Matter of fact, what lawyer is even taking this? Like, this is ridiculous. That dude should be a laughing stock. Him and that law firm should be a laughing stock. That's 1,000% ridiculous. And if they are even close to remotely of a chance to even win this, that says a lot about society at this moment in time. Because anybody with any type of common sense can clearly see that all of this is on her. Matter of fact, if she wants somebody to share this L with her, it'll be the father because the father was the one that allowed her to drive the car, knowing the fact that she had a suspended license or she had one at one moment in time. Knowing the fact that his daughter has a drinking problem and or issue and she cannot hold or manage her alcohol wisely. Knowing the fact that she decided not to call a friend, she didn't want to call her father, she didn't want to call her mother, Lord knows where the mother is, she didn't want to call another family member, she didn't ask for a cab, an Uber or Lyft or whatever they got up there in Canada. She neglected to go through all of these other routes because she could have easily left the car there. When she was inebriated, I'm pretty sure she knew that she couldn't do that. I'm pretty sure she remembered that, I was already, I already did like a stint and it was due to the fact that, I was drinking and all this other. I'm pretty sure she remembered all of this, but still decided to get behind the wheel. And the most maddening thing about this is the main people who end up surviving these things are the people that are inebriated. And the reason why they end up surviving a lot of these instances is due to the fact that they're so inebriated that their bodies are relaxed. Due to you can look it up, right? So if a crash were to happen, right? Usually for anybody that's not inebriated or under something, your body's going to tense up, right? Which is in a sense going to be bad for, because you're trying to brace, right? But it's going to be bad because your body is stiff and instead of trying to move like water, moving with the vibration in a sense to lessen, a lot of the jolt, the vibrations, a lot of the shuddering that's going to go on. So you end up suffering more damage versus somebody who is inebriated. It's the craziest thing. And, it's pretty jacked because there's been too many instances of people that have been inebriated and they've been out driving. They've caused a variety of accidents and losses of lives. And they were the ones to tell the tale. And everybody else was just planning funerals. So, like I said before, this is an L directly on her and her father. Nobody else should be made to take accountability and responsibility and acknowledgement of her actions. And I'm going to say that again. Her actions, her actions, her actions, because all of this realistically is on her. Realistically. Now, for me, I feel like the place could do a countersuit. I feel like they should be able to do that, due to the fact that that this woman is trying to smear their name, drag it through the mud. They're in a legal type of fashion form. They're trying to extort. They're trying to get money directly from this business. Even if they were to win, they're not going to be getting no $15 million. You're still going to be holding that L because you're still whatever you get is going to go directly towards that lawsuit that you have directly on you, causing that $15 million worth of damage. That's ridiculous. That shows how much you don't care about not only your life, but the life of other people that are around you. That's ridiculous. It could have been way more than that. Just think if this was like a normal city block or something like that. She could have caused ridiculous amounts of damage. But it is what it is.